the fallacy of overnight success. I think it's important to understand, whatever business you're in, that everything has happened. So there's a person who was working the tobacco fields that wins the lottery and is financially set for the rest of their lives. When I was on the Boston University swim team, there was a guy who never worked and practiced, never did anything. The guy won every race. You know, other people worked much, much harder than he did. They didn't win every race. Some people worked as hard as he did. Some people worked 1,000 times harder. I don't want to say that he worked hard, but you know what I'm saying? And there's all different results. Anything can happen and will happen. So are there overnight successes? Yes, there are. And are there as many as people think they are? Like, is Tiffany Haddish an overnight sensation? No. She's been doing it for 20 years. So normally every single comedian who's been the lead of a sitcom that's gone to syndication has been doing comedy at least 10 years. There's only one comedian or comedians I know of that went to syndication, and that was the Wayans Brothers show, and I think they did stand up a little bit, but they hadn't been doing it for 10 years. So normally it takes time. You got to put the time in, but there's no measure of how things happen or when they happen. We can look at movies that mirror the truth, like Matthew McConaughey's first movie, A Time to Kill. Well, did he deserve that role? I mean, there were many other actors that have been doing great work in film and television for years. But he got the gig, and it broke him as a star, and he was wonderful. Was there another actor out there that might have been able to do a better job? Maybe. But, you know, he got a shot. That's the way things happen in this crazy world. Dane Cook worked for, I think, 15 years. And I remember him getting turned down by so many different people. And then when he started getting involved in the internet, he said to me, he said, listen, I'm going to create a noise that's so loud, Hollywood will have to listen. And he did. So I hope that answers your question. There's always going to be situations where people break through and they haven't been doing it that long, and they do amazing things. Look, Whitney Cummings, I believe, was doing stand-up comedy about 6 or 7 years before she got 3 television shows going in 1 year. Unprecedented. But, you know, Ellen had been doing comedy for many, many, many years and got something going. So you always have to know that there's no time limit. Anything can happen. And instead of worrying about whether somebody's an overnight sensation or they're not, I think everybody has to worry about creating great, extraordinary work. And if you do that over and over again, your time frame from when people notice moves up tremendously.